And we are live.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
What's good, yeah?
Hey. Hola.
Welcome to the Off-World Podcast. This is the second conversation we're having. I'm sitting here with Sillies Stone.
What up, what up?
She is a podcaster, painter,
Fashion stylist.
director, actress, all around creative, yo.
Okay.
Welcome to the show.
Hey. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you for coming out.
No problem. You live right down the street.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
You know, doesn't take that much gas to come by.
She seen my glasses. She was like, look, I didn't know that's what we were doing. Let me get some glasses too.
Doesn't it look cool? It reminds. I already forgot what the place is called. That podcast.
Which one?
The smoke junk.
What do we say? Hotboxing.
Hotboxing. That's what it reminds me of. Yeah. Have you ever listened to B-Real?
His music or his podcast?
His music.
I did back in the day, honestly, like Cypress Hill, but I haven't in a while, so I forgot about it.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, since I started this new job, I've been just like, oh, I got YouTube Premium. That's different about me, y'all. YouTube Premium changed my fucking life.
Because you can lock your phone?
I can lock my phone. I can, literally go on shuffle, and it's like, when shuffle, gets all the songs, right?
Yeah.
This shuffle is the ultimate fucking show, because I've had this YouTube since I've been a youngin', you know what I'm saying, back when it first started to change the layout.
Yeah.
So this shuffle literally got everything that I have done. So sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, since I bought the premium shit, I've had a bad day, and it brought back some memories. I was like, what the fuck? I ain't heard this Camp Rock song in a long time. What the fuck is
so
this?
YouTube has the algorithms on lockdown.
Yeah, no, for real. Seriously.
That's crazy. Yeah. So what else do you like about it? Because I use Tidal. For music.
I don't like Tidal.
And one thing I like, because I've only tried Apple Music and Tidal, but one thing I will say I like about Tidal is, it keeps your recent searches. So every time you look for a song or an artist, and then you have the search tab, it keeps all your recent searches. And on Apple Music, it keeps 3, I think, your most recent 3. So usually I find myself just going to my search tab and just picking a song out of that, you know?
I like YouTube because it has literally everything. I'm a very music person. You see my story or whatnot, or just know me as a person, I've always listened to music, always in my life. So it's that's what I love about YouTube, because honestly, originally, music came from YouTube in a long sense of the 21st century type of music shit. It's LimeWire, YouTube, and Spinderella.
Yeah, YouTube made it weird, like you said, LimeWire. See, at that time, it wasn't really a free spot to get music. That was illegal.
It was illegal. Isn't that funny?
It was illegal, really. And I think actually some people, the people that created Pirate Bay, some of them actually went to jail. And I don't know if you know, but Pirate Bay is hosted from a ship in the middle of the ocean somewhere, where it's it's not part of any country's territory. Yeah. So it's no laws right there. So they run the Pirate Bay off a fucking ship in the ocean somewhere.
No, I did not know that.
To get around it. But back to what I was saying, YouTube made it to where you could listen to these songs for free.
Yeah, they did.
Legally though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know how they
you know what? I'm gonna tell you how, because of commercials, and that commercial whatnot, right? It pays off these people. Word. So it's boom, you look up Beyonce whatnot, Lemonade. What are you gonna see? You're gonna see that. So you have an option of one commercial, two commercials. Beyonce always got 2 commercials.
And the ones you can't even skip.
Come on now. And the ones you can't skip is the ones that are A$AP Rocky, Beyonce, all of them, Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Exactly. But that's the ones that's where all the money's going to. Is them. That's how they're getting the money. You know what I'm saying? By those commercials. Just like YouTubers getting their money off of when you click the video and the commercial.
Yeah, ads. That's
AdSense. That's what it's called.
That's how it works. That's how free content. Yeah, you're right.
Have you decided to do YouTube?
Ads?
YouTube on take this and put this on YouTube?
It is on YouTube.
It is. Shut the front door.
Yeah, we have a YouTube channel. The Off-World Podcast, all one. I have to make it easier to search, but right now it's the Off-World Podcast, all one word and no O in world.
Okay.
But yeah, we got a channel. This gonna be audio and video.
Peep this shit. So all you gotta do, I feel like you already looked at the excuse me, God, don't it feel like you're Rick and Morty, how Rick always burps and shit out of random places?
Yeah.
That's how I feel all the time. But all you gotta do for real, this is how I learned the algorithm of YouTube. It's you have the video, you have the title, and you put Off-World on the end, or Samir or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You put that, and it has to be at the end every time. And it has to be spelled the same way. So if it's all capital at one time, it has to be capital for the rest of your time being until you get up there on the algorithm.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you know this, but on the info box, no matter where you place it, if you put a pound and then Off-World Podcast, it's going to be up top. That's how people get the pounds up top.
In the description?
Yes.
Oh, so it'll say it right underneath the video.
Exactly.
I actually was wondering how you do that.
That's how you do it, man.
And you could put it anywhere in the description?
Anywhere. So if you're just like, fuck, I forgot, you just go right back in there and pound Off-World Podcast. Yeah. And that's how you get a lot of it right there. Yeah. You also got to, especially because I really do like what you're doing and whatnot. Like, if you're doing YouTube, you got to definitely, like, look at the settings. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? What settings?
Like settings, like so sometimes what people don't know when you're like starting YouTube, you gotta like switch a couple. I can't do it off bat of like what settings it is, but I'll send you a video of it in the messenger. But there's certain settings that you can do that helps the algorithm of it. You know what I'm saying? Getting like broadcasted. So it's like, boom, Jalen's, chilling or whatnot in his room or whatnot, watching YouTube, and he's like, holy shit, I see Off-World Podcast. Where did that come from? Well, because of the setting, and you're like connected to the Google that just happened to be his Google friend, and like that just shows to his friend, and you know what I'm saying? It's weird.
Yeah, as far as it being easier to search for, I feel like just dropping more content will do that. Just having more content up, and
yeah, for sure.
And there is also like
the pound system.
Yeah, the pound shit, the tag. I definitely use tags.
Important.
I use tags like where it says tags, but I haven't put one in the description yet. So I'm going to try that too.
You got to make sure that they're actually about what it is about, because
yeah, for sure.
If it's not about it, YouTube will peep that shit. They'll like notice how many people like click off your shit because it's not about what you said it is, right?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, well, we're going to kind of kick you back a little bit on the algorithm.
And then I also noticed that people put shit in the title, like what we're talking about.
Yes.
It'd be like the Off-World Podcast. Name like 3-4 topics and then like and more.
Hell yeah.
Like, but I wanted to just do it a little different, so I didn't even do it like that. So I just been naming the episodes like something like random shit. But let's talk. Can we talk about your podcast?
Sure.
Stone TV.
Yes.
I really like it. As far you have the best intro. You might even have the best intro like as far as any podcast that I've heard. Period. Like it's really like that. Can you just tell us like first of all where to find your podcast at, and how that all got started?
Okay, so how you find it is on all streaming. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iTunes. It's also on YouTube. But I'm be honest with you guys, I'm in like this transformation of like forming my YouTube channels, because I have 2 YouTube channels. It's like one for podcasts and one for like makeup and stuff, which I'm kind of actually wanting to make another YouTube channel and form it for all my actual Stone TV. Okay. I can't say that much because like hella people are jocks out here, you know what I'm saying? And they'll like jock this idea real quick off my hands. But like I'm having like this other thing I'm kind of like making, if that makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, just find me on all those streaming platforms. Oh, and also what am I talking about? Freaking Anchor. Thank goodness to Anchor, because if you guys ever want to do like a podcast or whatever,
shout out to Anchor ass for paying us.
Anchor is amazing. I got $1.35.
I might have redo mine. I just want to do a new one. But yo, I like how they give anybody a chance to make money.
Yeah,
you don't have to be super huge. You know what I mean?
You don't. And then also, I don't know if you noticed this. I actually learned this the hard way. Demetria was like, look at how much you made or whatnot, right? Because I usually don't ever look at that shit, right? Yeah. So I went up there and I realized I had expired paid segments I could have done as commercials the whole time of month of August.
What do you mean expired paid segments?
So they'll give you like different ones. So instead of just doing
like different
Anchor,
ads. Oh,
yeah,
okay. Wow.
You gotta look at it. You gotta look at the app. Like really look into the app, and you'll see that, because I missed out on money.
Yeah, see, because if I knew there was 2 different ones, I'd put one at the beginning and the end. I didn't want to put the same ad at the beginning and end.
You should.
You know what I mean?
I do it, and mine has like a giggle in it, so it was like kind of weird.
No, I want to redo it. I'm gonna redo it more creatively. Like I want to be like, I'm gonna play like a little skit. Like I'll be reading the ad and something will be happening in the background. Like that's like just interesting and
that's cool.
Some shit like that.
It'll be like the radio.
Hell yeah.
Which it should be like. You know what's cool? You get to a point of your podcast that like I've had people message me saying that they were on a road trip and they listened to my podcast, and I was like, what? You listen to all of them? They're like, hell yeah. Like,
nah, podcast is huge, dude, right now. And
it is.
And it's really, I think, because people just crave that genuine conversation, that shit that's not just a soundbite, like a 10-second. People want to just sit down and actually see people have real conversations, because it's like almost nostalgic to what you used to do. Like staying up all night on the phone talking to somebody. Like people stop communicating.
Isn't
like
that
that
sick? How we used to literally stay on the phones all the time, like
house
not
phone?
on the house
All
phone.
night.
So
You
somebody
talking to
could
your
literally,
boo or
your
whatever?
mom could be just like, "What are they doing?" And it's like all you hear is snoring. Like what the fuck? Or you can like trick somebody with a 7-way. Okay, do you remember that 7 ways or 3 ways or 4 ways? You know what I'm saying?
I remember 3 ways. We ain't never have no
Bro,
7 ways.
in elementary
You had a
school,
7-way off the house phone?
Yes,
What
in
kind of house
elementary
phone did you
school.
have?
I had a regular ass one. I had a 7-way. I got caught one time lying in a 7-way. I swear to God, that shit was crazy.
That's crazy.
It was big as fuck. So imagine hearing a lot of kids' voices like in the house phone, and then like my mom used to get up there like, "Sarah, get the fuck off the phone." I'm like, damn. You can't let me have shit in here. Like, hell yeah. God damn. I miss that though. I miss how we used to talk, honestly, going back to that or whatnot. Like, I miss how we could just like, I don't know, just like be in the cafeteria and talk or whatnot. I feel like the last, what would you say, normal conversations people have is high school in a weird way. I mean, like, yeah, you have conversation with people at work or whatnot, but it'll be like, okay, all right, man, bye. And then
this
like
goddamn job, this goddamn boss,
or some negative shit. But it's like in school, whatnot. You were still, whether you're in 12th grade, 8th grade, 5th grade, you were like still like learning people. If that makes sense, you had like that feeling.
That's the most fire part about school. You get the social skills, which now it sucks to see what the kids are going through now because they're not even getting that. So it's like, what are they really taking away from this experience of school?
I don't even know. I honestly, I don't even. I've been like stuck on Naruto. Weird, right? I just talked about Naruto.
I've seen you posting on Facebook about that like every day.
I have been stuck on Naruto.
You post some funny ass memes, for real.
Like, thank you. But what I was learning on Naruto, which comes to this right here, about what the kids are learning, is that these kids will be like far away from each other, just practicing the judo and all this other stuff. Don't even see each other for a whole fucking month. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they come back and talk or whatever, right? And I think it's funny because it's like these kids nowadays, it's like they can be apart from each other and come back and have nothing intellectual to say except for like, like I had my first like erection or something. I don't know what the fuck they be saying. You know what I'm saying? Like little kids. Yeah. I don't know. Like it's just weird to me. It's like, how is it that we used to always do that? Like we will come back and like, I don't know, like be more, active or something. I don't know.
I think it's maybe, I think part of it is because we already know what the fuck everybody's doing because we see them posting about it all day. So it's like, I'm going to ask you, yo, how you been? What you been up to when I know you've been posting it on Facebook?
Oh, what about this, like, too?
You know what I'm saying? You kind of, because you used to miss people more. I forgot where I heard this, but it was like, back in the day, like, people didn't really argue like, okay, like husband and wives. They didn't really argue like that because they missed each other. Yeah. Every day you went to work and you didn't see or hear from this person for like so long. So, but like at the end of every day, you miss this person. Yeah. But now it's like y'all stay in communication. So it's like, people get tired of each other. I feel like more like, I don't know.
You know what's funny is like I used to think that as well, but I think it's more for me at least, or for me in my observing of whatnot of others. It's like not more of like I don't miss you, but more of like. So when you're at work and you're just bored as shit and you're scrolling through things or whatever, like all these people and this imaginary life that you don't have right now is like catching your attention. You know what I'm saying? So then finally when you get out of this like portal of the web and come back to real life, that's what I'll be talking about with ego and stuff like that, right? And it's like when you finally come out of that and you're with your significant other, it's like, man, I could have had this bad bitch, you know what I'm saying, on this side, but I fucked up this. Or like I could have been doing this like this person was doing. You know what I'm saying? It's not so much like they don't miss them. I feel like deep down they do miss them, but they're so trapped in this web of like wanting something that they don't have. But it's even sicker because it's like they don't even realize you can get it real quick. You feel what I'm saying? Like the web is horrific. Like I have times like this whole month, I swear to you, I've deleted Instagram and Facebook off my phone like two, 3 times.
Few people, yo, don't let me lie. Few people in our crew are doing that right now.
Yeah.
Deleting, Ryan deleted his Instagram.
Good.
And Cam deleted his Instagram. He just made a new one, but he would delete his for like a week.
Awesome. Go Cam. And Ryan.
Sometimes you gotta just get away from that outside energy.
You have to. Because it's like literally feeding your ego. and not a good ego at that. Like, I don't know if you've been seeing the stuff I've been posting, but that's some real shit. Like, I had a whole like year I was taking my ego out of myself, because I realized at that time it got so big, even after my homeless stage. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was homeless at this one point, like actually when I graduated that year, I was homeless or whatnot, right? And I got so humbled and so real and all this other stuff, right? But then right when I got back on my feet, got a phone, got this, excuse me, sorry, but all this other stuff, it's like, boom, this person came out of me that wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? So I took the next year defeating my ego completely. So now it's like, I don't even talk bad about anybody. Like, it's just, it's not the wave.
You can't, because, and you said you did it consciously. You did it consciously. You try to strip yourself of your ego. But sometimes life will just strip you of your ego without your approval,
the universe,
or your permission.
They will, even,
we all go through that.
If it's not your ego that they're stripping the universe is always stripping something that is not serving you no more, whether it's your ego, the people around you, all that stuff. And I believe that 100%. I'm part of like these Facebook, like Studio Ghibli, and
Ghibli, what is that?
Studio Ghibli, the anime.
Are you talking about Spirit Science?
Spirit Away.
I know Spirit
Science is amazing.
That's
Holly, you know that.
They talking from the future right there.
But Studio Ghibli, that's like one of the biggest. What is
it like something like Spirit Science?
Nah, it's literally anime. It's like they make these amazing ass movies like Spirit Away, Castle something. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But like, I swear I'm a fan. No, you should. I'll send you the free ones I have.
That's
like,
a
but what's I saying with that shit?
You were saying
damn, do y'all do this when y'all film, or is it just me?
Nah, we were just saying like strip your ego away. Sometimes the universe will strip it away for you.
Damn, what the fuck? But either way, just point. You can edit that shit out. But either way, like,
I definitely get what you're saying though.
Yeah, you just gotta do it. The universe will do it for you.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I'm part of all these like Facebook groups and whatnot, and sometimes people like out of nowhere, like they can be in like I don't know, in Asia or whatever, right? And have to press that translate button on Facebook, and I see how like down they are. And it's always about something that's materialistic or something that they think is so horrible that has been casted out of their life. And I keep telling them, I say this just like I said to you, like the universe will forever, whether you believe in God or whoever, you know, whatever higher force you believe in, that will forever take away something that does not serve you. Now, it's your choice, just like how you told me that I was conscious about it. It's your choice to realize the signs, be conscious about it, and then move with it. Or the universe is going to take it like very, very rudely. And even like, oh no, my dog died. Bitch, you were broke because you kept feeding that dog.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Lately, I've been thinking like, I've been trying to come up with like a comparison, or like when people say like the universe is doing this or the universe is moving, like, I be thinking it's like because the universe really is moving. Like they say the universe is expanding, right? And we're moving through space. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like time and like the energy. I think it's just energy. Energy is moving in a certain direction. So when you like when you like jump in that wave and you match that frequency, it's like a much smoother sailing. Like, you know what I mean?
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Unconditional
love.
Lay
it on me. Word.
Unconditional love. So once you see through unconditional love eyes, fully unconditional. So that means you don't judge nobody, you don't blame nobody but yourself. You look for the best 100%. You live life with no judgment and trying to purposely heal people. Not heal them like it'll take you out of your peace, but heal them. So like one person comes up to you like, man, I had a horrible day, this that happened, and be like, hey, but what if this happened because of this? You know what I'm saying? You always make them think the better of the situation. You know what I'm saying? You love from unconditional eyes, whether somebody does something bad to you or not. You know what I'm saying? You love through unconditional eyes. But anyways, going back to that, once you start doing that, and it goes back to taking out your ego, once you really look through these unconditional love, your eyes, right? You flow with the frequency, and I promise you, I felt it so many times. I felt it one time for like half a year. I swear to you, it was half a year, and it was the best present moment I've had. You know what I'm saying? That I really, really want to get back, But I realized one time that I kept wanting to have something that was in the past so hard. I was like, that's why I'm not getting it, because I can't ever retrieve something in the past.
That's deep.
You know what I'm saying? So I just have to get on another journey and keep moving.
Or,
but regardless of the fact, that's how you get to that divine frequency that people keep talking about. I swear to you.
And you know how sometimes you can
Can I have one?
Yeah, for sure. You know how sometimes you can go through like a depressive state and you don't know why?
Yeah.
I be feeling sometimes it's like, I think maybe all people might be connected as far as,
yes,
as long as there's hurt in the world and there's pain in the world, I think we all might subconsciously feel that in some way. So that's why we go through these depressive states. I feel like it's just a speculation, obviously, but like if there wasn't any pain in the world, like let's say everybody was good, I feel like the energy wouldn't even be there. Like I don't know, like you think you would still go through these depressive states?
Oh, you talking about I thought you talking about like the energy wouldn't be there, as in like the negative energy wouldn't be there.
Yeah, it'd be.
So that's what I meant.
Like it'll be less of it. Like sorry. You know.
So yes, I do believe that. Have you ever heard of the way that Buddha was raised up?
No,
Buddha and Ganesh.
I haven't.
Technically, you know what? Let me just go ahead and tell you about Ganesh. So Ganesh, he was a god, and he was made from a animal. Well, not animal, like a god, and then a woman. You know, and he was supposed to be the next heir to the king. So he lived in this life of luxury from A1, you know what I'm saying? And then he had this like weird feeling that he wanted to make more of himself. Like he wanted to see what's outside the palace. So basically one day he snuck outside the palace and he looked around and he saw suffering. And he looked and he was like, what the fuck is that? Like, I've never seen nobody homeless. I've never seen, you know, all this nasty shit or whatever. So long story short or whatnot, he came back to his dad and he was like, I don't want this richness and all this other stuff. I want to see what suffering is. I want to get on this journey of seeing what suffering is. You know what I'm saying? So he goes to this enlightenment path or whatever, right? To see what suffering is. And he found it. He understands what it is. But then now he has this... what is it called? This life duty to, like, you know what I'm saying, transcend everybody.
Help everybody else transcend.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, what it calls for is to stop wanting these things that you don't have. Like, that's what they call dharma. Dharma is something that is in front of you that, like, is a blockage. It's something negative. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people's dharmas is stuff that they don't have. You know, I know I kind of went off the topic or whatever, but
that definitely goes with it.
Yeah, like I feel like I don't know, like I've had did
that person go to become? You said how'd you say his name?
Ganesh.
Ganesh. Did he go to become the first Buddha or something? Is that
he became one of the biggest enlightened gods out there. Yeah, he managed to exceed that. And it's actually kind of funny because I think if I'm not mistaken, Ganesh is Hindu, and then Buddha is Buddhism, obviously. Yeah. But they both have the same story.
So is Ganesh, is that like the Jesus, the Muhammad of Buddhism? Okay.
Yes. Well, Hindu, if I'm not mistaken.
Of Hinduism?
Yeah, I don't want to offend nobody because I really be looking this shit up.
No, I feel like Buddhism is separate than Hinduism.
It is. Completely.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. Yeah.
But yeah.
Nah, I definitely feel that.
What do you say that what brings you up? Like when you get into those like depressive guys, it's Suicide Awareness Month, actually. It is. Yeah. I was going to get a tattoo about that, honestly. But yeah, what brings you up when you feel very down? When you catch yourself like just quiet for more than an hour?
We all go through that.
Yeah. I said ashtray.
Yeah. So first of all, I want to say definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely, I hope all the people out there that are, going through that find a way to pull themselves up. And they say suicides have went up a lot since the pandemic started.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
It's sad. I don't understand why. That's a whole different conversation about that.
As far as me personally, I feel like I still haven't figured out the cheat code to like snap out of it. It's more like time with me. I just have to just go through it. Maybe for like 3-4 days. Sometimes I might.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe even a week. I just might be. I wouldn't even say depressed. I would just say it's like down almost. Like and it's like you don't even have a reason sometimes. So it's just like I feel like it's a chemical imbalance. Honestly, maybe with the food, maybe with something taking into my body. You know what I mean? But I think it stems from a chemical imbalance. I'm not a fucking doctor, so I really don't know. But yeah, it's just time. Just kind of just gotta, like you said, just suffer through it. And then it's always, for some reason, every time I go through it though, on the other end, when I come out, I'm always at the next level. You know what I mean? It's like
suffer is what
pain is energy.
Yes.
With everything that's ever been done in history has been, somebody was in pain and it was like, yo, I'm tired of that shit.
Yeah.
And then you use that pain and you know what I'm saying? You get shit done.
Yeah, for sure.
So we all go through that, you know?
You know, I had actually a whole day of listening to your music. From swear to you.
Yeah.
Actually, my work day.
I made a couple dollars that day.
Okay. Support your friends. But like, for real though, I've had like a whole day, and actually that whole week I ended up listening to like a lot of different songs. Like I made playlists actually of some of your favorite songs. I made it to my bigger playlist actually.
Hell yeah. You heard Blame that we just dropped, me and Cam?
No, I have not.
Like 2 days ago? Yeah, I played that when we finished.
But like some of your older music that I was listening to, I was thinking in my head, I was like, I want to ask you, like, where were you in your mind? You know what I'm saying? Like, were people telling you like certain stuff, or were you at a point of life that you're like, oh man, I'm 20 years old, and like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna, you know, I know I'm gonna be shit, but it takes so long. And I was like, where were you with some of these songs that you wrote? Because the lyrics are fucking dazzling.
First of all, which song are you talking about? I would have to know.
Man.
But we all go through that stage as far as like with this music shit or YouTube, whatever, creativity.
I'm in that stage right now, actually.
Say again?
I'm in that stage right now.
Yeah, so it's like you go through this stage where it's like, first the stage is you decide like, I want to do this shit.
Yeah.
Then you start doing it. Then you realize maybe I'm not as good as I thought.
Yeah.
Or even if you're good, you know, you can always get better. But it's like, yo, maybe this is gonna be harder than I thought it was gonna be.
Yes.
So you get to that level, and then that's where the discouragement really starts, or like from within yourself. It's like, damn, maybe I'm not good enough. Yeah. Maybe I should just stop.
But you know why though? Because of the views. It's the views. It's like
that's comparing you because you're comparing yourself to others.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know.
And it's like you're not appreciative of, like, you're appreciative of your craft, because at the end of the day, after you're done making a song, or after I'm done making a video or visual, I'm like, holy shit, this looks amazing, right? But it's like, damn, when you're so excited for one thing, and then when you bring it out and it doesn't get as much as thought that you put into it, you're like, damn. And that's where I feel like this is, you know, a lot of it comes from, of like the sadness of creating. Like, it's amazing to be a creator. There's so many people, you know, when I started creating, a lot of people came to me and was like, damn, I wish I had like a creative mind like you. I know you heard it. You had it here, especially you, Samir, because you're a very creative person. You're very like beautiful angle of creation.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Thank you for that. But the weird part with me is like I didn't really. Well, now I've cultivated this group of friends, and we're a team that we do this together. But in the beginning, it was really just me, and it was like I had regular friends, and not knocking them in any way. They just weren't creative.
Yes.
So I spent like the first years of my creative journey just doing it by myself, not even talking to anybody about it. You know what I mean? And really, my shit didn't go to the next level till I started working with people.
It's always better with a group. Oh man, that's so funny you just said that, because I was thinking about that.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, real quick. I had this mind fuck in my head. I was like, damn, I need a team. If I want to do what I want to do, which I will talk to you after the show about it.
Okay.
But if I want to do what I want to do, I have to have a team. And I came to this mind thing, and I know this is like my ego talking, so I have to get rid of it to start, you know, trusting, you know. But it's like I can't find those right people to create this, because it's like, oh, they don't want to act. They're not real actors, but I trust them, but they're not real actors. So I can't keep asking them to be on camera, and they're nervous because they can't do what they do. And I don't really like, I mean, I can, you know, network and stuff like that, but I don't know, like.
I think your reach is a lot further than you think.
I know I will, man.
Hold on, my mom's calling me. One second, I'm sorry.
Cool. I wish I could speak Vietnamese.
I wouldn't even answer about but I think you'll find people. As far as when it comes to acting, you can't really expect your, like I said, your regular friends to fill those roles. Sometimes you have to, like you said, network. You have to find people that's their thing.
Yeah.
To make your end project be better, But what you were saying about views, I just want to go back to that a little bit. That's a hump everybody has to get over. We all go through that too. You drop this shit, it's like boom, oh my God, I only got this many views. This person has this many views. That you get to that, and you get to this level where you no longer do it for the views. You do it because the people who really succeed in this shit is the people that do this shit because they love it.
Yeah.
So it's like, y'all don't care, this shit gets no views. Like, I had a great time doing it, and it's giving me joy. So those people, not even to say they're better. The only thing is with them, they end up sticking around
for
longer
sure.
because this is a long journey. And the people that are in it just for the quick fame and the quick come up, they're gonna fall out by the time, you know what I'm saying?
It's something that they don't love.
The people that love it, they're gonna stick through the bullshit, and they're gonna make it to the other side. You know what I mean?
Yes. And some people I've seen, they've made it, but they don't like what they did, and they're so scared to come out of that box because everybody knows them for this box.
That might even be worse.
It's
put yourself in a box.
It is worse. Like,
and then when you put yourself in that shit.
That's like keep surrounding these people, surrounding yourself with these people that you know is no good or whatnot, but it's like, damn, I don't want to make new friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So so we could go to when did you start like being creative? What was, where did your journey start?
My journey started when I was like, I want to say like 5 or 6 years old. I started my first real creative thing I've ever made was one year in Virginia. It was snowing really, really hard, and I went outside and I just made a snowman, but it ended up being a humongous ass fish.
You tried to make a snowman, but
it became a fish, and I started sculpting it, and
okay.
I literally, it was the size of this table.
Okay, so it was sideways.
So imagine like a 6-year-old, right, on the porch with all the snow, whatnot, and I'm like, I made a big ass fish. Yeah. And when you're a kid or whatnot, you go, and I'm like, Mom, look at this. She's like, no, Sarah, I'm playing Neopets. I'm like, damn, bitch.
Wait, what is that? Is that the little?
It's like a little game. It's like an online game.
Oh, what is that one shit called? The little circles?
Tamagotchis.
Yo, Tamagotchi. That was the shit when we were. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, those are my jam right there. But yeah, like
that was a fish on a porch.
That's where it really started, because then I was like, holy shit, if I could make a sculpture out of snow, a big ass fish like this, who knows what I could do with a picture. So then I started really like going, and it's funny too, because you are what your parents were, unless you break the chain. At the end of the day, you are, because those were your first.
Far from the tree, but you can grow past your parents.
But that's the breaking of the chain.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. For sure.
I don't know if you ever heard of being conditioned. But
sure.
at a younger,
by the world,
by your parents,
by your parents too, by
your parents. At the end of the day, by your parents. But again, goes back to if you break the chain. Some people can break the chain of their parents because they just hate how they are. You know what I'm saying? They realize how much common they have with the parents, the bad parts of them. So they break their chain and they go on like the web and look at like all these other bad examples and they're like, let me get this. You know what I'm saying? But going back to that or whatnot, my mom, she was an artist.
What'd she do?
She did everything. She did canvases. She did sketches. She did everything.
Okay, cool.
So when I made the fish or whatever, I started drawing or whatnot, and then all the pictures I swear to God, that year was so enlightening for me.
At 6?
Yeah.
You remember, like you really remember
this
being
was
6?
A great year. Yes,
oh
I shit you not.
I wish I had your memory.
It's funny because whenever I talk to people, I always talk about a couple months, and I had some person come to me and like, damn, you really remember these months? And I was like, yes, I remember these months because they were so like important to my lifespan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
But when I was 6 or whatnot, and after I did that snow thing or whatnot, I started looking around at all the art, and I asked my mom, like, where'd you buy that from? And she's like, I made it. I was like, holy shit, you're an artist. She's just like, yeah, Sarah, I've been telling you this since you're younger. But you know what I'm saying? That's when I made the connection, like, holy shit, I'm an artist because she's an artist. So I started looking at her work, started drawing all the time. I used to be I don't know if you know what Huntington Middle School is.
Yeah, for sure.
But back in the day, I used to go there. And I used to like woo the kids. Like they were not used to this shit at all. I swear to God, they were never.
Kid.
Yeah, I was one of those ghetto kids. But like, I used to woo these kids. Like I was like, let me draw you real quick. And they're like, okay, so like, you know, when you're sitting in like class and you're like this way or whatever, I used to like, just look at me real quick. So I would look at them and just sketch them out. Like not even look at the paper. I'll look at the paper like real quick, but I just sketch them out. And I'll be like, okay, look at this. And they're like, holy shit. And I'm like, yeah. Right. But that's when it really started right there. And then where it started with wanting to talk more and get creative of how I can talk was, oh God, it sounds so stupid. But so I had this, I don't know if did you always go to Chick-fil-A? Like always growing up in your life?
Well, I feel like Chick-fil-A wasn't around my whole life. I might have started going there in like 8th grade.
Okay,
grade
so,
or something like that.
Okay, well, I was going there when I was younger, right?
Okay.
And Chick-fil-A had this one toys that it was like with Between the Lions. So they'll give you the cassette player of the story or the little booklet thing they gave you. Yeah. So that would be the toy, the booklet, and then the cassette. So I used to take the cassette and put in this cassette player. One time I remember that was the first day that I got creative with my voice. One time I realized that it was a mic right there. So I started talking and whatnot, and I literally would spend like a whole summer just talking through this little, and it was like one of those like old school, what you'll see at Toy Story, the movie, like one of those old school like mic thing with a happy face on it. Yeah. That I used to play my cassettes and in there. You
record yourself on it?
I recorded myself because I found a way to record it.
They had some high-tech toys they were giving to the kids.
Hell no, that's the regular shit. That's the regular shit.
That's regular shit?
Yeah,
but
cassette
you got that in a
player.
Chick-fil-A toy though, right?
No. I got the cassette. I already had the little happy face.
I thought they gave you the whole. I was like, damn.
No, I wish they would. You know, they would pay like hella more for that. But either way, I started recording and whatnot, and I would record conversations with myself.
Yeah.
Peep this shit. Totally forgot about it. Moved to Omaha when I think it was like 2017, 2018. Moved to Omaha, came back, and I had to help my mom clean out stuff.
How long were you in Omaha?
I was there for like 2 years.
Okay.
Midwest is not the wave, guys, unless if you're into psychedelics and shit. Like, such a great place.
Where's Burning Man at?
Birmingham?
Burning Man? You heard of that?
Oh, in Nebraska?
Is that Nebraska?
There is a Birmingham in Nebraska.
No, not Birmingham. Burning Man, the festival.
Oh, I don't know.
You ever heard of that?
I did hear about that. Okay. That's like Lollapalooza.
Yeah, it's like the LSD fucking.
Yeah. I want to say that has to be in the Midwest because I swear to you, all the psychedelic stuff is like the best place to like surround yourself with that shit is in the Midwest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I came back and I had to help my mom out, you know, cleaning stuff, and I found those tapes. And I started playing it and whatnot. Like, this is in 2019. I started playing it. 2019, 2018. I started playing at my mom's house when I had to help her do her thing or whatever. Anyways, and I started listening to my conversations. And mind you, I was little, like, recording this shit. And I was like, holy shit, I'm a really good talker. And then that's what made me want to do this podcast. Swear to you.
That's fire.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna lie, yo.
It's crazy. It's like, it's amazing what's out there.
Yeah, so you started the podcast in 2019 then?
Yes. Yeah, 2019.
And your paintings are actually like super fire. Do you sell them?
I don't.
Or they're not for sale?
I don't.
You could definitely make some money off them. I know that's not what you do it for, obviously.
I want to do it.
Your fucking especially your midnight gospel ones, they're like fire. I feel like if you sent that in, or like at least take a picture of it and send it to Duncan.
Yeah.
I feel like he would fuck with it. He might even repost it or something like that. Like,
oh man, that'd be so true if he did that.
And if you actually sent him one, like if you got in contact with him and like sent him a physical one and he like put it up, that would be crazy.
That'd be so sick. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You know what's so funny? I wanted to, you know, Fukaso.
Yeah. I should do this.
Yeah, right. Okay. So I wanted to, it'll be my first art show, but I wanted to do that and have my bro in it. And like it's just be me and his shit, because me and his stuff literally collide so often in the best ways, like literally all the time.
Word.
Yeah.
You see the that one right there. You recognize that?
Yes, it's Foos.
That's his too. There's a story behind it. I won't even go into it right now while we moved it off set. We can get into that later.
Aw.
But I really do fuck with that one too.
I love it. I love this.
Yeah, I like it, yo. I like it. I definitely do.
It's dope.
So do you want to get into you talked about if we can get into
weirdo. What were you doing out there? Oh.
Hell yeah. So you were adopted, right?
Yeah.
And you came from Vietnam?
Mm-hmm.
What was that experience like? When did you like? First of all, my first question. I got you. So my first question is, when did you find out you were adopted?
I found out that I was adopted in.
And how old were you when you were adopted? Obviously.
Dude, I came to. It's a beautiful story too. I came to America on my birthday, on my 3rd birthday, August 2nd of 1999.
Okay.
And I found out I was adopted. Like actually, like put 2 and 2 and connected each other. Like probably when I was like funny right here, like 5 or 6.
Okay.
Yeah, because my mom
realized,
always.
Like your parents didn't look like you or something like that.
I mean, my mom always had this thing. I feel like a lot of adopted parents that adopt of a different nationality, they always like, instill, especially when they're younger, like, hey, you don't look like me, but know that it doesn't matter if we're like blood or you don't look like me, you're always my daughter. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I was raised up until I was like, around that time, and I like looked, I was like, holy shit, their parents is like looks just like them. Like, why do I have chinky eyes and they don't? And then, I kind of like got in my head like, oh, that's what you were talking about this whole time. I'm adopted. Like, I'm really not from you. You know what I'm saying? Had it struck me, though, it was like,
at 5,
it was okay.
Though.
Yeah.
And you remember that.
It was elementary school, dude.
See.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off, but I feel like maybe that has something to do with why your memory is so good.
I think so,
because you had a very, and maybe a tense childhood, or you had these certain experiences that are like almost like
so significant,
but also probably painful, because maybe as a baby,
yes,
you might have been like, you might have felt that you were being taken, or
yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes,
it could be like subliminal or something like that.
Yes,
sorry about
seriously,
that.
No, because you remember, you ever heard this, that babies, they see everything. They can't express nothing, but they see everything. You know what I'm saying?
And they feel it.
They feel it. Exactly. That's why it's like you're not supposed to yell around a baby. You're not supposed to do all this other shit around the baby. When you're having a baby inside you, you're not supposed to, like, quote unquote, listen to bad music and all this other, because it's a connection. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny that you say that, because I believe that too. Like, I think I have a great ass memory because of like everything that has happened. I can't remember everything. I can't sit there and be like, oh, I remember my mom dropped me off to the police station. You know what I'm saying? But I do, like, I don't know, like, I really think that is a reason why.
It might have something to do with it.
I also feel like I have a very big purpose in this world. Right. I feel like I know I'm reincarnated, and I've not said this to a lot of people, but like, no, seriously, like I really feel it, like deep down my heart, that I came back for a bigger purpose, and I feel like it's a not a dharma, but like a struggle of mine, like low key or high key, I don't know, but it's a struggle, because it's like I know this and I feel it so heavy, but it's like I don't know what's the purpose. Is it the platform that I need to have to, like,
that's the trick question.
You know what I'm saying? Is it that I learned all this, loving and all this other stuff and how to be a quote unquote good person in the world for a reason? I just need to get this platform so I can spread this out and maybe help humanity with this problem, or
I think you're definitely a step ahead as far as, you have a purpose, and I think I got you. I figured you're having a hard time with that. My bad. But I feel like I feel like you know, okay, what I said. So like, you have your purpose, you're a step ahead. Mm-hmm. So, but I think as far as what people can do in the meantime, so they figure out that purpose, a great purpose that everybody has is just being motivation and inspiration for others. Yeah. So even if you haven't figured out your grand purpose, which a lot of us haven't, you could just, live your life with the intention, because it's all about intention.
Of course.
You got to live your life with certain intention. Like, I'm doing everything you do. Like, it's like subliminal, but it's like, I'm doing this, but subliminally my intention is to inject love, is to inspire, is to.
Dude, that's awesome.
You know what I mean?
One of my first friends who actually said to me about intention without me having a conversation with you about intention. I swear to you, I'm like the biggest activists about intent.
Yeah, because it makes a difference.
It's empowerment.
Somebody could give you I can give you $1 million right now, but my intention, and I'm like, you broke as fuck, take this $1 million. You whack, take this shit. My intention is to put you down, even though I gave you $1 million. So you might take that million like, damn, I am. Damn, like what? It's gonna hurt you, even though I gave you $1 million. So you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I could give you $1 and be like, yo, I think you're the greatest. This is all I can. You know what I'm saying?
Have
like,
you ever heard of the difference between pronunciation and pronunciation?
I didn't know pronunciation was a word.
I think it's like I don't know if
pronunciation.
What?
Pronunciation.
Pronunciation.
How you pronounce words?
Enunciation.
Oh,
enunciate
is a word.
Enunciate
I forgot which one that is though.
Pronunciate. I can't. Oh God.
Damn, that's now you got me fucked up. Now you got me fucked up.
It's such a like words, and that's why everybody gets it differently. But the difference is one of them means that you actually like say it. So I say dog, right? But it's supposed to be dog.
I figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
Pronounce is a word, and pronunciate is not a word. To say, but you say enunciate.
Enunciate.
You say enunciate for pronounce. No. Like if you say if you want to say maybe I'm wrong too, but I feel like if you want to say like yo pronounce that word better, you might want to say like work on your enunciation.
Okay, you know what? I think it's pronunciate and then enunciate. We could look it up, but basically one of them actually means like okay, you say dog, right? And then other people say dog. Okay. So people will be like, you gotta pronunciate dog. Now the other one that I'm talking about is, and this is where I'm coming back with the intent, right? Is I can say, I only got $1. And then another way I could say is like, I got $1. You know what I'm saying? Or another one's like, I got $1.
You're thinking of
you got this.
Yeah, you're thinking of
you mean both
the way you say it.
Yeah, the way you say
There's
it.
Different way. It's like the intention behind it.
It's about like your intent of saying it.
I know exactly what you mean. I can't think of the word
It's
right
not
now.
funny how intent comes in so many ways down to like the way you speak and shit.
No, definitely. And some people get that. That's if you look at great speakers, it's really about tone. It's about I can say something like this, or I can say it's.
Have you ever met a person that?
Say what?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. My bad.
I was about to say, have you ever met a person that doesn't believe that their tone is wrong?
Like I haven't had too many conversations about tone with people, so not really.
I've had a couple conversations about that. Like they've never heard. I'll be the first person like, bro, your tone is crazy right now.
And that's my little brother. My little brother and my dad, they will say something like, especially when they're trying to yell or something, like a little louder. It's like they're fucking piercing your eardrums. Like, yo, I don't know. Yeah, some people don't get it though. You know what I mean? That's what speakers get.
But I don't know. I don't know why I really said that, but I feel like I know why I said that.
And we've talked about this before, just like back to the adoption thing.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's really just to bring it back full circle. We've actually talked about this before, and I brought up to you like I can't remember if you asked me or if I just was just thinking about it. Like, we just somehow we randomly Googled it and we found out that in Vietnam.
I called you about that shit.
No, I just can't remember how we got onto the subject of like to Google it. Remember the questions we Googled?
You did it.
I did it?
Yeah, because I asked you about it, whatnot, right? Because I was editing our podcast.
Yeah.
And then somehow I got into like watching this YouTube video about how like these kids that was Vietnamese. They were stolen.
Kidnapped.
Yeah, they were kidnapped.
Oh, okay. So then you asked, maybe you were like, maybe that might have happened to me.
Yeah.
So I Googled it. Yeah. So it looked like around the years you were born. Basically
around
all
the
through
year.
The 90s.
And then literally when I came to America, that's when it quote unquote stopped. That's when America was like, no, we can't take no more Vietnamese people.
Yeah. So if people aren't catching what we're saying is we basically looked it up, and the years that in the 90s, basically, there was a lot of Vietnamese children that were kidnapped and stolen from their families and sold to America. As
like people, and what Americans, they thought, and these are church group people who were doing this. So, obviously
we're not
everybody
saying,
was like.
the people, we're not saying they sold them to bad people. It could have been good people
it was
that
good
didn't
people.
know that this agency was doing shit like this. You know?
So basically what they would tell these Vietnamese women, right? Because you got to think, it's a foreign country or whatnot. They're very poor, especially after Vietnam War. They're very, very poor.
Right.
So all they wanted was more money, okay? So basically they would tell these Vietnamese women, they're like, hey, if you give me your baby, right, I'll promise you a better life. Same thing that they do now, but with, hookers and stuff like that. Not hookers, but you know what I'm saying.
Prostitutes.
Prostitutes, yes. And that's what they used to do to a lot of women out there, a lot of forward women. And I don't think it was just Vietnam that was happening. I think it was China and everything else,
For sure.
A lot of Asian babies, because quote unquote Asia has a ton of fucking people. But going back to this or whatnot, it's amazing that I ended up calling you that day because you really woke me up to research this. And I feel like it was something that really stopped me, because a lot of people, before we had that conversation, before that day, I would tell people like, hey, you ever want to go back to Vietnam? I'm like, nah. Like, you ever want to find your parents? Nah, I'm good. But now it's like, since that day, it's like, yeah, I kind of do, because now I feel like I was stolen. Like, I really feel like I was stolen.
And you still haven't, you've never talk to your birth mom or
no, and they
parents.
Gave my parents this crazy ass story of what happened. Like, they gave them a crazy ass story, like talking about like my dad, like, and this is very, very outrageous, you know what I'm saying? But you know, as a kid, when you hear this and you tell other people, it's like, that's my truth. My parents told me, so this has to be my truth. So I would tell this story to a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? And basically the story, long story short, is like my dad killed my mom and then left my mom's body in the house for a couple of days and had me, you know, sitting there or whatever. And like, he finally decided to give it to the police.
Why would you even tell? I feel like, would you even tell somebody that if that was true? Like, would you tell the adopted parents about that?
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe it would be a responsibility to tell them the truth.
Just because it's like, there's no way in hell that the parents are living. You feel what I'm saying? Okay. And you got to think, if they're stealing these kids or whatnot, and America's a little bit more smarter than Vietnam, let's be honest right now, okay? Like, resource-wise and technology, even back in the day, like, there's no trace. Like, come on now, my parents got killed. You know what I'm saying? Well, my mom did, and then my dad is in jail. There's no way. But come to find out or whatever, right? Obviously, that wasn't fucking true. You know what I'm saying? Like, I found this paperwork or whatnot in my adoption paperwork. Mind you, too, I see my receipt. When I was younger, I seen that shit because me and my sister, she's adopted, too. We seen her receipt.
Where's she from?
She's from China. She's Mongolian.
Okay.
But isn't that crazy how there's a receipt?
So you seen how much they paid for you?
Yes.
You don't have to answer that.
No, I'm not. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but imagine that though.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's right
wild.
there off bat of adoption. And I've looked this up of other people's adoption stories on YouTube or whatnot. Don't nobody has a fucking receipt of how much that shit costs. It's like a bundle pack. It's like when you're choosing a vacation with your family like at Disney World. It's a bundle pack.
But you might actually get a receipt though.
I don't know. Not all the stories I've watched.
Maybe not a quote unquote receipt, but it's gonna be paperwork.
Yeah, but that shit
it's not gonna be like we just
shit was
made the transaction hand to hand on the street corner. It's like
that shit was a fucking receipt. That shit was like a
It looked sketchy though.
It looked hella sketchy. That's why, and it came back to what I was saying. It's like, that day it made me really like think about everything that I remembered. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, everything's just not adding up. Like, how in the world am I not a citizen of America, but my parents are American? You feel what I'm saying? Isn't that fucking weird? Yeah, again, going back to looking at the adoption, like, stories or whatnot, everybody knows when you bring a baby into America from a adoption agency, right?
You're automatically a citizen.
Come on now.
And you're not.
It's a bundle, bruh. It's a bundle.
So wait, you're not a citizen?
I'm not. Don't arrest me, bitch.
That's really fishy too, actually.
Yeah, that's hella fishy.
See, and like I was stressing to you on the phone, we were talking about this, like, this is in no way even saying like your parents had anything to do.
Yeah,
this is like,
for sure.
Your parents might have been were fucking tricked or like, you know what I'm saying, taken advantage of. And luckily you had good parents. They could have, you know what I'm saying, just how they did this ruthless act, let's say they, you know what I'm saying, and you were stolen and sold off. You could have been easily sold into a family that you would have went through a lifetime of trauma with.
Yeah.
And that happens too. Like,
that's true.
You know what I mean? And I'm just stuck on, like you said earlier, you didn't even used to care about, like, when people ask you, are you going to go back to Vietnam? You were like, nah, I don't care. I'm just imagining, like, because I'm at a point where I'm like, yo, I've been really thinking about, like, I want to learn, I want to go back in my lineage. I want to know who my great-great-granddad was, great-great-great, all that, like, where we were from, what we were doing. And even my parents don't have a lot of this information. So I'm stuck on that. I want to know that. So, yeah. They know, like, maybe like their dads and then his dad maybe, or you know what I'm saying? But they don't even go that far back. So I'm just thinking of, like, if I didn't even know who my parents were, that struggle, like, yo, to know who, like, your roots. Everybody wants to find their roots,
Yeah. Yeah, so. Definitely that. So what made you not go on Ancestry?
I actually never thought about it, and I don't really want to just give people my DNA like that. And I think
big facts,
Ancestry just went through some shit.
Yeah.
you know about it, Jalen? Ancestry just went through some like a whole little scandal, or they just sold.
Really?
Some shit just happened. I forgot. Like they either sold all the DNA to somebody, like a third party company bought the DNA from Ancestry, or like some weird shit like that just happened like a month ago.
That's so sick.
Crazy, man.
That's hippo.
Yeah, so it's like I don't want to go through Ancestry. The way I want to do it is talking to people. So if I can meet, you know what I'm saying, talk to some people that know.
What was it like for you as an immigrant coming here?
For me, honestly, there was a point. Honestly, for me, it was cool. I never really had a problem as far even like with the language barrier and all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I came here at 4, but
yeah,
I taught myself English in like 6 months, basically by myself with TV. So I started school regular.
Okay.
But I do remember when I was a kid, because I'm Muslim, you know, my parents are Muslim, my family is Muslim. So I do remember as a kid feeling a little weird about that because there wasn't really no Muslim people.
Yeah.
And the Muslim people I did see, I feel like it was stereotypes, like a lot more than now. Like even now, some people be like, yo, Muslims are terrorists or some shit.
Yes.
But like back then, it was really like that. And you got to imagine, you know, I was in first grade in 2001. So that's when 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
So, you know, after that,
what
shit got a
happened
little
for
weird.
you and your family? How was that like dealing with 9/11? Yeah.
Oh no, that didn't affect us really.
Not at all. Was it like?
I don't think so.
Did y'all? Do you remember that day of 9/11?
I don't remember the specific day. The only thing I remember about first grade is that we had a class store. Like our teacher she was teaching us about like currency and trading and bartering.
Didn't you love
shit.
those classes?
Yeah, so like we had a class store, and then I used to also make origami in first grade.
That's cool.
And I used to sell it to the kids for like 50 cents, $1.
That's
like,
so cool.
bro, I've really been getting money since first grade.
Okay,
Yeah,
big ball of shit.
But nah, I do remember specifically feeling like a way like yo about being Muslim and that it was different than everybody else. But then I also had like a undercover blessing about it because you wouldn't tell I'm Muslim just by looking at me.
Yeah.
You know, so it was like that was almost. And a lot of people just thought I was American too. Yeah. So I was like an undercover immigrant. Yes. So I always had a different perspective on being an immigrant from that reason. And yeah, but as you get older, you know, you fall into who you are and shit.
I feel like I'm an undercover immigrant. It's funny you say that now, but I feel like taking your context clues, I feel like I'm a undercover immigrant myself because not even my own people believe I'm Vietnamese. They don't believe it at all. Even when I have no makeup on, I look like a little 7-year-old. You know,
your family?
No, like Vietnamese people, they don't believe it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I swear it's here. I've gone to a lot of nail shops and obviously pho places or whatever, like real pho places, not the American version shit, you know? And they don't believe it. They don't believe it. And then like some people, they think I'm fucking.
Is it the way you act or the way you look? I think it's more the way you act.
It's the way I act, but there's been so many times I've tested this, you know, saying I could be quiet. And then, excuse me.
I don't even want to say the way you act, the way you are.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. But like, I could be quiet and, you know what I'm saying, they're just always looking at me. I've always had Asians just look at me like, this bitch ain't Asian. She is.
She false flag and she.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like she does something with her eyes with like tape, like you know. That's
hilarious.
I swear too, and it's like when I break the news at the nail shop that I'm Vietnamese, I'm just like y'all. They're like, but from where? From where? And I'm like, bitch. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like an undercover immigrant too, because I used to be a cake decorator, right? I make boss ass cakes too.
Come on, you were where'd you work at?
In the bakery in Omaha. It was Baker, so it's the Kroger version of Baker's.
Okay.
What is Baker's is the Kroger version? You know, Kroger owns Baker's, but it's over there, whatnot, right? And I was
the Omaha version of Kroger's. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like Harris Teeter, you know, Farm Fresh, yeah. And I used to be a cake decorator. So I used to, you know, take orders on the phone and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm talking like a regular talk or whatnot. And then a family come up, you know, I'm here with Sarah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm right here. And I'm like, I thought you were black. And I was like, wow.
I get that a lot too, honestly.
Okay, cool. So, all right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like, they be so surprised. Like half the time they can't even see me over like the countertop. You know what I'm saying? But like people always get shook that like I'm not that. And then when I actually tell them I'm Vietnamese, they're like, what? No way. I thought you were Filipino. They always tell me I'm Filipino before I'm Vietnamese. It's crazy.
Because, well, I haven't met a lot. I think you're the only Vietnamese person that I met.
No way.
Yeah, because I feel like there's just probably a lot more Filipinos around here.
Yeah.
So when they see anybody that looks similar to that, like, oh yeah, they're Filipino.
That's funny.
You know
I actually, my first Vietnamese friend was this boy named Tori, I think his name. I can't remember what his name. I think it was Tori though. He was Vietnamese, and I got to kind of like he'll take me like rides or whatnot, you know, for senior, you know, so you're senior, so you go out to like little places or whatever to eat lunch, and I'll be in his car or whatnot. I'll be like looking around like, oh, this is a really Asian car right here, you know what I'm saying? And it'll be like my culture. Yeah. Like it took me till I was, I don't know, like in high school years to actually get into my culture. Oh, I don't know if I told you this, but my parents, they actually made me believe I was Chinese for the longest time. Yeah.
So they told you came from China?
No, not told me, but they only taught me Chinese things. Wait, so what? Automatically, I would look at my sister like, well, she got chinky eyes and I got chinky eyes, so, you know, I must be Chinese. You know what I'm saying? They never actually specifically said, hey, you're from Vietnam. For the longest time.
Is she older than you?
Yeah. She's actually, how old are you?
25. I just turned 25.
Yeah, she's 26. Yeah, she's 26, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And for the longest time, I really thought I was Chinese like her. So, until, like, you know, I started, like, really getting into my culture and whatnot. I'm like, holy shit.
So, yeah, so this is an ongoing journey for you.
It is.
Maybe, hopefully one day we'll be able to sit down and have another conversation.
Dude, one day I'm going to come here with a Komodo. I'm going to come here with a Komodo.
What is that? A dragon?
Yeah. No, Komodo. Like a
I'm thinking of. Yeah. What's the dragon that's close to that?
Komodo dragon, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you're thinking of. But I think that's a lizard,
A Komodo, you talking about, like, the robe shit?
Yeah, like the robe and whatnot. Like, and the sandals and everything. I'm like, right. I'm here to cat. Like, no cat.
So I also wanted to talk to you about when did you start doing, like, the videos that you do? Like, I've seen the video. It's, of you just, like, chilling in your room. And, like, you have different just visuals to, like, music.
Yeah, I do.
How did that come about?
Honestly, it was because, Dimitri. Like, because he always does
practices his shots.
Yeah, it was always because I've always been a visual, like my ex, we would always talk about this all the time, you know what I'm saying, but he was never a person to like actually be about that, you know what I'm saying. So as like a young girl that's like fascinated by this boy, I was like, yeah, I'll dream with you, but you know what I'm saying, I don't want to get that. If you're not gonna leap, I'm not gonna leap, you know what I'm saying.
I feel it.
But finally when I detached from him and I realized how much I enjoy it, especially after the first thing I did with Dimitri, right? It was like, damn, this is really something I can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to do this. Brings me so much joy. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's how I really started. Like, and then now, God, I can't wait to tell you my idea, dude. Like, it's literally my comedy and my visuals come together, and like that's my new project.
No, we're definitely gonna talk about it. And
how come you don't do visuals?
What do you mean? Oh, like editing people's videos?
Not editing people's videos, but like more like do your own little visuals. Because you're like I say, you're very
honestly, it's very time consuming.
It is.
To do it right and if you know what you're doing. I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'd have to learn it. It's pretty much for the same reason why I don't make beats, because I don't feel like learning it. You know what I mean? It takes really like, you might have to put in like 2 years just to get the groove going. Yeah. And it's like, I got a lot of shit I'm doing, so I like to delegate. I like to do a lot of shit myself, but I also am learning to delegate more.
That's
and to put trust in people. And that's like comes with having a team like we were talking about. Mm-hmm. Yo, Jalen, can you please hit that middle switch, bro, and pull this switch one time right here? Just turn this fan on. Like that. Delegation. It's the one closer to you. Yeah, just pull like once. That's good. But yeah, so it's like I would like to, but also, yeah, I respect. I like. There's people around me that do it well enough to like. I feel like they can capture my vision, so I just let people do their thing. You know.
What do you want to do next? If not next, what are you thinking of? Like, you know what I'm saying? Not as a full career, but you know, just something to dabble on.
Well, for me next, we're staying consistent with the podcast. So we're dropping a weekly episode for you guys as far as me and the whole team.
Cool.
Then we're going to keep doing interviews like this or conversations. I'm going to stop saying interviews. And then I
mean, it is an interview.
It's like I feel like interview is like a job. I feel like you're here for a job interview when you say interview. But it's funny that people say interview because it's kind of an interview. It's like a job interview for fans.
Yeah.
It's like the fans are interviewing you. It's like, yo, okay, I'm fucking with this person. I'll hire them. I'll let them get a spot on my playlist. Or like whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? But yeah, so next though for me is definitely the album. I'm dropping an album this year too, and I want to do like,
Is it a single album like you, or is it like your?
It's actually my debut album too. So everything else I've dropped, it has been just like projects, and they've been collective projects. So I don't even want to call those albums, but it's gonna be like probably like a 7-8 songs, nothing too long.
Let me know if you want to do another music video. I would love to. I love being part, because your music is definitely something. I'm part of like certain different like things. Like if you look me up or whatever, like the things I choose to be on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And definitely your shit, your music in general. Like anytime you need somebody, just let me know. Like I said, I'm like down the street.
We definitely gonna work again too, y'all. I got for this new album, I want to do like a however long it is, like 20 minutes. The album probably be like 20-30 minutes, but I want to do like a whole like video, like a little movie for it with all the songs in it, have different concepts for each song and have it all tied together, you know, in a cool way.
Do you notice that your music is on Instagram? Do you ever
like
use
when you
that?
search for it on the shit? Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Well, yeah, but you know when it's on Apple, so anything that's on Apple is on Instagram Music. They take all the music from Apple. Yeah. That's the same search engine.
There's a few of my songs that aren't on Instagram because I use like 3 different distributors just to try everybody else. So most of my music is through DistroKid, which I think that's all the music that's on there. But then I have a few songs out through United Masters and through SoundCloud, because SoundCloud just started doing distribution too. But I don't think
Did they?
Yeah, so now you can actually it's really fire too, because SoundCloud does distribution, which is it's also I think either free or it just comes with the it might just be free actually, I'm thinking. But then also they master music now too. So you heard of Lander? You heard of Lander? Lander is like a program where you can just you send them in your music and they master it for you type shit. And you can master it. But it's like, so and then SoundCloud does that too now. And me personally, I think the SoundCloud mastering is even better than Lander. So I've been using that. So I haven't had time because I've been doing a lot of shit.
You don't master your own music?
I do, but it's like this, whatever the fuck they're doing, it's making that shit sound better. So it's like it's worth it to use it. And it's like yeah.
Is that premium?
Yeah, so it's part of SoundCloud Premium, and I'm actually I've been looking for the time I'm gonna take all my music down from all the other platforms, and I'm gonna re-upload it through SoundCloud distribution. Oh. So it's gonna be like a week or two lag when my music is out, but it's just, I think from what I see, SoundCloud is paying more, and they have for me the most important thing is YouTube Content ID. So when you drop a song and it goes to all platforms, YouTube Content ID will actually make it to where, so if I drop a music video, if you've seen a music video and then in the description, it'll be like artist song, it'll be like in bold, like it'll say what song that is and shit, like, and by default, like you can't even take that off, it'll just say it right there. So that's what YouTube Content ID does. It picks that up, and that's key. So that's really what I'm going for right now.
Have you thought about Vivo?
To put my videos on there? I haven't. I've heard about Vivo like back in the day. But
research it and see if it's like something you want to invest in. But Vivo is like one of the top notch. Like, so a lot of people.
Oh, you're talking about the shit where it's like all the big people music is on there, like the famous people.
But honestly, there's so much more. Like my YouTube Premium like shows me fucking everything, but there is so much more. Like, I want to say, I don't want to put a price on it, but honestly, I really want to say like it's in like 200 rank. You know what I'm saying? The amount of money that you have to spend to have the Vivo tag up there. So anytime that you're rolling Travis Scott, if you like say that your music is electric rap, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be the next thing on Vivo after Travis Scott. You're gonna be one of those options. You know what I'm saying? So that's something you can invest in, because man, I'm telling you, what you say. You said if it's not this year, it's next year. Something's gonna come up for my group. And I know, like, you're probably I hope you were thinking about yourself, because I was thinking about yourself. Like you. I think you're going to come up. I really do. Like, your music is,
I appreciate that,
no, for real. Your music is, and, like, really take it from, and I'm not trying to say everybody's music taste is swag, but, like, seriously, like, I really take my music, library in a high ranked,
if you ask
my
me,
knowledge,
If you ask me personally, I think somebody else in our group is gonna take us there. I think Cam.
That's only because he has that thing or whatnot. But to be honest with you,
I think Cam is gonna take us to the mountaintop, and then we're just gonna come and conquer that shit. You know what I'm saying? that's what I like about my team. We don't have ego when it comes to that. You know
That's
what I mean?
good.
Like, if one of us eat, we all eat.
Right.
That's not. You'll never see us like. That's the corniest thing. You see these groups get like. You see YBN just broke up. You see Ferg just
that?
left. Like YBN, Corday, Namir.
Who is that?
It's a.
Who's YBN?
It's a group. I'm gonna show you. You know
Young
who it is.
Money.
No. I don't really know what it stands for. What does YBN stand for? Yeah, but what? How did you heard that shit?
What's that?
Not me. Where you been at? I've been catching the breeze. You heard that? You heard that shit? All right, fuck it. I'm gonna put you on.
Okay.
But they just broke up. Ferg just left ASAP. My point is like
Everybody's like leaving.
everybody's like and then I feel like that the foundation that we have is just we can just keep going up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that starts with us just being genuine friends. But yeah, like I said,
I mean, that's how
I think
started.
I think Cam's the one.
Freaking what is it? One of my favorite zombie. Damn. Flatfoot Zombie, they started as a group. You gotta realize in 20
so much.
in 20 was it 2011? I think it was. 2011 was the year for Kendrick Lamar, ASAP, Tyler the Creator,
And
Odd Future, everybody.
Baby Keem just dropped.
Who?
Baby Keem, he signed to PG Lane, which is like Kendrick's new label and shit.
Who's Baby Keem?
Look him up. He just dropped 2 new songs today. He's fire. Bro, he's fire.
He's good. If you could put him.
He's actually Kendrick's cousin. He sound like Kendrick too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I about to say put like
He's
an
fire,
artist
though.
that he sounds like.
Yeah.
I want to listen. I want to discover more people who can rap like No Name. I
Right.
enjoy her music so much. I was listening to No Name like way.
Oh, I'm not hip.
No Name is so elegant. She's such an elegant woman, and then
Right.
like she's so like she's from what's it? Shy Town. Why'd I say it like that?
Chicago?
Yeah, Chicago.
She said Shy Town. Like, what?
But
Nah, we
yeah,
get it.
dude, there's so many like amazing. Oh, you know what? That's the question I was gonna ask you too. If you could pick states in United States that are very, very good at music, that like a lot of that you would say that you fucks with at least majority of people who came from that state.
I'll
What
say
states would
Virginia.
be? If you can name like 3.
Virginia. 3? I mean, shit. Virginia, Compton. Where does it go to Compton? Not even all of California. And then, I mean, shit, New York. You got it. That's the 3, you know.
Okay.
But for me, honestly, I feel like Virginia might have we might have the hottest percentile. Everybody
Come on
that
now.
pops from here is fire.
Yeah.
A lot of places have, like, a lot of people pop, and not all of them are fire.
Yes.
But pretty much most of the people that pop from Virginia, they're different in this fire.
They are.
You know what I mean?
And I feel like because I don't want to say the struggle is different, but like I feel like it's because the people that we have to like quote unquote you're thinking of when you're like, okay, I'm about to pop. You know what I'm saying? I want to pop and I want to be like different from this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I guess the things that you can I don't know. I can't think of my words right now. I don't know why. Maybe I'm nervous. I don't know.
Right. Now, Virginia is really a special place, yo. Like, people sleep on Virginia, but
100%.
if you want to get technical, this is where America started.
Yes.
And especially where we are in Virginia. And we're in Newport News. This is the 757. Right down the street, it was Jamestown, the first settlement
Yes.
of America, of the 13 colonies. This was the first one. The first slaves,
Crazy,
came here
right?
to Jamestown, right? Yeah. Bro, so this is, and then we go to music. We got some legendary shit. And it's like we've been letting everybody else get their little rocks off.
Yeah.
But Virginia is about to really come back for the win, yo.
They are.
I really feel that way.
And that's why I'm so happy that Something in Water came back because we finally got a festival. You know what I'm saying? Again, I don't know if you guys know this, but back in the day, we had festivals here. We had a big festival. I forgot what it's called, but yeah. And it got so crazy that they quote unquote banned festivals. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, let's just say if that festival never ended, think about how many people would easily come from.
They say
here.
Virginia Beach was like the Miami before Miami.
It was.
You know
It
what I mean?
was, dude. We had a humongous boardwalk back in the day. I was not living
We
back
still
in
do?
the day for that. No, I'm talking about like the way that it used to look like.
It had way more shit out there?
It looked like New York's boardwalk. Not New York. What is it called? New Jersey's boardwalk.
I never been there.
Yeah, I'll show you a photo of it. You
Word.
could pop it up on the
Even now, you go out there. We
video.
got some shit to do out there.
Yeah,
right
for
now, it's the
sure.
pandemic, but you know, you go out there, you have a good time in Virginia Beach.
Think about all
You
the
know what
stuff
I mean?
that has stopped.
Yeah, and I kept. So you said something in the water. It's funny because I kept my ticket, even though the shit got canceled this year.
Yeah.
At first they were giving people the option to refund. They were like, all right, if you want, we'll give you a refund. If not, just wait till next year.
Yeah.
And you'll have a ticket. So I'm gonna just keep my shit. And then they just gave everybody a refund. Like it was like mandatory.
Yeah, they did.
Like,
I still have not seen my refund.
Oh, you haven't got your shit?
No.
I got my shit like that same day.
Nah.
That's crazy.
You did not see mine. I'm mad.
Yeah,
but I'm not that mad.
Check your accounts, check something, you know.
I swear to you, I've looked it up. I even called like Langley, like, hey.
And I had a crazy deal. That's why I wanted to keep my ticket. How much you pay for your ticket?
It was like $2 something.
See, I paid $150 because I know this girl. Shout out to Avery. She went out there. She was going to get her ticket, so she went with some friends to wait in that line. Because remember, it was like
it was a humongous.
It was
line,
a local
dude.
discount.
Yeah.
For local people. So she went there. She waited in line for 6 hours, bro, and she got me a ticket. I was like, hell yeah. Bro, and then we couldn't even go. I was like, come on, man.
But I'm going to get it next year, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm going to get VIP one of these years, too.
When do you think Corona's going to stop?
It's a good question. Some people say after the election. Some people say 2022.
And that's why I think so, too.
All I know is we're trying to cultivate shit where we ain't got to go outside. We're trying to cultivate streams of income where we don't have to go outside.
Yeah, for sure.
We do this shit from the studio.
Are we trying to have this conversation right now? Because I can have this conversation.
We can have whatever conversation you want to have. This is a conversation with Sillies Stone.
Isn't that just amazing how we've literally came to this part of being natural, of making income without moving.
Facts.
Like, what the fuck? Like I said this earlier without recording, but like we're literally coming to a place that we're about to be like Wall-E. Like Wall-E literally showed us what we were gonna look like. You
said something about that earlier. I didn't really get what you meant by
So
Wall-E.
like, half these people don't know how to cook. They go to TV dinners or they go out to eat where other people are cooking for them. And even when you go out to eat, that food that's right there, whatnot, most of that shit is already pre-cooked. Rather people call it fresh or not, that shit's pre-cooked.
That's fast food.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of restaurants, they're cooking that shit right there. You know what I'm saying?
I've been in the kitchen. Out back. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, that's what I'm saying though. In general, like, we're literally coming, and they've been setting this up from day one since like, what was it, like World War II, when quote unquote the women had to come out and work and whatnot. So because women were working, we had to get these canned foods, and TV dinners actually just came in the midst of World War II. Yeah,
I think on Back to the Future they were doing little commercials and that shit about TV dinners. Just throw it in the oven, it'll be done in 7 minutes.
Like seriously. Like, and then it's
they were hype about that shit. Like, what?
Because everybody's always hyped about something that's new, but they don't. The people that they call crazy that like literally predict this from the beginning that TV dinners were existed. You know what I'm saying? They've been said that. You know, I'm good. Yeah, but they've been said that. You know what I'm saying? That this is going to happen. And now look at us. We have all this fast food. We have portions that are just absolutely ridiculous. Like, come on now. Like, why is my piece of meat this big?
Yeah, let's not blame. It's not a problem. I don't want to say it's a problem that fast food is a problem, because efficiency is good. It makes it efficient. But the problem is it's not healthy. So if they figure out a way to fucking make that shit quick and healthy.
But that's the thing though. Why you may be conditioned. You know what I'm saying? You
know, I grew up. My mom cooked the home cook. My mom worked. She cleaned the house and cooked the home cooked meal every night.
Right.
That's what I was raised on, and it's like, you know.
So how much? You know, I'm just asking. You know, but have you ever seen like your mom started using like, I don't know, like frozen vegetables maybe?
She don't even do that. We have a garden right now. You see it. You know how my mom rock.
The garden.
You know how she rock.
Well, I'm saying though, like that's another thing too that was kind of introduced to us.
Frozen vegetables.
As like frozen stuff, frozen like going back to TV. A frozen vegetable.
Where do you see frozen vegetables at?
Bro, at Food Lion, in the frozen section.
Oh yeah, no, online. You're right. They do have,
there's
like,
hella frozen
corn
stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Carrots.
But going back to this or whatnot, like we're literally setting ourselves up to be like Wall-E. So not just with the fast fashion and trying to maintain a ego that has all this cool new shit, that literally we're taking shit from everybody else's like homelands, bringing it here, destroying that place, like the fucking rainforest. Excuse me for cursing, but like seriously, this is a very big issue that nobody, like literally nobody wants to talk about, because everybody's like, oh, it's quick to fix or whatnot. But you know, anyways, but like, we're taking so much things from everybody's homelands that we're destroying their culture their culture, their lands, all that stuff, and filling it back, reselling that bullshit to them for a higher price that they know they can't afford, right? And they literally just do what we do, but their place is already messy, so it looks even worse that they take that same thing or whatnot, right? Try to buy it because it looks better on them and like throw it back in the water. So everybody's homelands are like fucked up. Rainforests are, going out of whatever, right? Yeah. And now, let me say this. Once all these homelands are fully fucked up and shit like that, we're going to start have to take from our quote-unquote land.
Well, there is no resources here. That's why we got to go everywhere else to get our
hell
shit.
Hell
no. I think from what I understand, I'm talking about natural resources.
Yeah, there is.
Maybe for what? Farming. Maybe farming. Food. We can farm.
Farming.
But I'm talking about
farming,
for like
water, all that stuff. There's hella natural resources.
There's
we have yet to even touch Canada. But you know why though? Because of meat. Because of how much agriculture we have to have to sustain that shit. That's bullshit.
Bro, I just seen a video. They were shipping live cows across the ocean in a container on like a big ass shipping container.
And they've been doing that.
And I was like, wait, what? Why are they shipping live cows? That's like that's weird as shit. You think they would like kill them or like chop the meat up, put it in the fridge and send them across? No. But you gonna send a whole cow over?
Yes, because you gotta.
I feel like they did that because it was cheaper than to get to stock the boat with refrigerators.
It's cheaper, but it helps America not get to that. Like, think about all the killing, the slaughterhouses and whatnot. One, how much water they use, right? And then as well as how much like pollution it gives off. Okay, yeah. I was lucky enough, and I really mean that as a humbled way. I was lucky enough to be in a place in Omaha that was right across the bridge from a real slaughterhouse, and I could smell everything, and it was so different.
You got a pork slaughterhouse right down the street.
Smithfield, but like you gotta like it really matters about distance, and it matters about how people present it and how where they like. These companies really take the time to look at all the information and figure out what works best for like putting slaughterhouses certain places so it doesn't reach other places. You feel what I'm saying? The smell, the pollution, all that stuff. If you go around, if you go to Smithfield or whatnot, to the neighborhoods that are like actually like literally right there on the brim of where the slaughterhouse and stuff like that, half of these people have cancer. Half these people got like really fucked up shit going on with them because of all the pollution and all like the bodies and shit like that they can't like light on fire easy enough, so they just drop it in neighborhoods and shit like that. Like it's really fucked up.
I haven't heard that.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Not saying you're conditioned, but in a way that you're in a box. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay because a lot of people are in a box. But that's going back to Wall-E and whatnot. Once we defeat all the natural resources, that it's going to take more than just 10 years to regrow somewhat of a big tree, you know what I'm saying, in other places, and we just keep taking and it's just gone, right? We're going to be forced to go to our own homelands and take what's last. They have not touched some of these forests and some of these things that not even you don't even know about, but it's still here in America. I mean, that's the reason why it's there, because the government doesn't want you to know about it. They want you in this box and think that everything's fucked up, and that's why we have to go to the rainforest. We have to go to these places because there's no way in hell we have these great places to farm and stuff, but really we do. But they're saving that for last, just in case they really fuck up, which they're in the midst of doing. They're gonna really fuck up there and destroy everything, and then we're gonna have to come to the last resource, and that's us. And then when we come there, and then we finally get to this point, like Wall-E in the movie, how everybody's fully obese, technology is completely upscaled, that like we're so obese and we're so lazy that we need to have something that floats us. Funny, right? Because we have Teslas and all this other shit, right? But anyways, like seriously though, this is real shit. Like,
I'm listening.
We're gonna be so obese and we're so lazy that we're gonna find the next thing. And what's the next thing? A floating chair, so we don't have to walk nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
It'll just be virtual reality.
Exactly.
And you gotta go nowhere. It's all in the
whole issue about this though is the fact that once we get to this point that, everybody's, the technology is amazing and stuff like that, everything's going to be so polluted that you can't get those resources. You can't even get enough resources to make this fake ass patty to feed this obese person. So what are they going to do? They're going to go ahead and keep making these spaceships or whatnot. And that's how we're going to reach space. in a life. You know what I'm saying? Like Xenon from Disney Channel. You know what I'm saying?
Did I ever send you that article about it's like the ragged philosopher?
No.
Or something like that? I gotta send you that. It's a super super dope read. It's basically it's fiction, obviously, but it's this guy. He writes basically a thing on he says it's about a guy who sits on the bus.
Yeah.
And a homeless guy sits next to him, and the homeless guy tells him that he's God. The homeless guy is like, yo, I'm God. The homeless guy is God. And the guy's like, no, you're not, or whatever.
Yeah.
So he starts asking him all these questions that a person would ask God if they actually had a chance to talk to God. And it gets real deep. It's long as shit. But one part of it that was real interesting that I can remember right now is the guy was like, basically, the God was telling him, like, humans are at this stage of evolution right now where we have to get to, first of all, we have to get to a certain stage before we're allowed to join the other races in the universe, the other species, right?
Yes.
So he said we're at this stage right now where a few people on Earth, he said right now we're actually at a really good stage because the stage we're at right now is there's a few people on Earth that have the power to destroy the world, as in with nuclear bombs, right? There's countries that have nuclear bombs that they have the power to destroy the whole world. So where humans, he said, what he says is where humans become ready to join it is there's going to come a certain time in the future where every single person on the planet is going to have that power to destroy the whole world at any time. And once we all can have that and still not destroy everything, that's when we can go to the next level.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what he was saying. But it has a lot of interesting shit. I'm going to send you that link when we get out of here.
There's this Egyptian god that said a prophecy that's happening right now. He was a pharaoh, if I'm not mistaken, or whatnot. But he literally predicted this whole thing, that there's going to be a time that we're going to be all like wrapped around, basically, in the nutshell, what I just kept talking about like, like how we're going to fuck up like the resources that we have, and then like you're gonna have this urge to want everything that you don't have, so then like it's gonna cause like a mass like production of things that's gonna help fuck up the environment, and then it's the people who you call crazy, it's actually the smart ones and all this other stuff. I'll send it to you, but like and it's funny because it's happening right now, you know. And
as far as the resources, I feel like America is going to these other places to get this stuff because they don't have any choice. It's not that we have all these resources here. I feel like we don't. From my understanding, I might be wrong, but America doesn't have a lot of the resources that we need to survive. We have places where you can farm at, obviously, but like okay, so first of all, with technology, there's a certain, I forgot what the fuck it's called, but there's a certain mineral that you need for all technology, all phones, computers, and the place to get that is Africa.
Oh, I know.
So right now, Africa is not even just because of that. Africa had just resources. They have the most resources out of anybody. So, but I feel like, America's going to these other places and doing this fucked up shit, like you said, because it is fucked up as you're destroying shit, but it's helping people survive. And I feel like they're going there because the resources are there and the labor is cheaper there.
I feel like they're going there because I feel like all this is happening because nobody's tapped into spirit no more. We've lost sight of spirit. And that's some real shit. There's this
and we overconsume.
We overeat,
for sure. We overdrink.
Not even that. We're literally
everything. We don't need this much shit,
Why is it we don't really talk about this. Why is it that Washington and Abraham Lincoln and Washington and the guy with the glasses, Benjamin Franklin, all that, right? They used to have this like little society that they would meet every full moon or whatnot, and they were like, they learned, like, saying, because it took like 4 days to get to Philly. The whole 4 days of them riding in like horses and stuff like that, they'll read these ancient scriptures. You know what I'm saying? And they would take all this or whatnot, and that's how they formed. That's why we have the monuments and stuff like that, and how everything used to be formed, because they read from all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And going back to this or whatnot, what I'm saying is like, why is it that they formed America from these ancient scriptures from Greek and stuff like that? But the one thing that they told everybody in America not to do, and it's bad for you and all this other stuff, is psychedelics.
Well, no, they try to say a lot of shit was bad. We just
no, but like literally what they made for sure is psychedelics. But if you were really reading all this stuff or whatnot, you would know that like in every culture, even Indian culture, right? psychedelics played a big role in like learning spirit, learning yourself, learning like the thing inside you, not just like your
there, there's theories that that's what happened to man, that we were like,
that's what happened,
or like the cavemans or whatever.
Yes, they literally ate the mushroom. Did you hear about how Santa Claus and stuff like that, all that shit, that the magic mushrooms or whatever, like all that has to do, like old Santa Claus pictures that people used to like really hand draw cards and stuff like that. Yeah, they would make those little mushrooms because that's why the reindeers flew. Yeah, because they were on a psychedelic.
I'm not too hip on it. I can't really give you the exact examples, but you can look it up. But yeah, psychedelics go back in religions. They talk about it in the Bible. They talk about it in like back in like Egyptian times.
Yes.
They have like
it helped. It's literally in ruins that is sculpted by these higher beings, hieroglyphics or whatnot, right? That were sculpted by these higher people that everybody's trying to study and figure out where all this came from and whatnot.
See, people say it was higher people, but it may have been regular people like us that were just in tune with that frequency.
Yeah, for sure. Or they were like specially touched. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But either way, it's like all this was said and done and literally paved in stone, right? And you guys are still saying, like, that's the one thing that you guys kept saying, no. That's why we have this war on drugs.
Oh, I just thought about this,
so
too.
Stupid. You give people fucking drugs and shit like that every day to mask pain, but you don't give, you eliminate shrooms and all this other stuff that could actually potentially, and they've shown in like, in studies that it helps people like get off heroin addicts and stuff like that. Like you banded all this stuff, but that is what helps self. That's what helps your spirit. That's why every religion, that's why they suppressed the Indians and all the other stuff. Because, like, come on now, motherfuckers saw that shit. It was like, holy shit, I thought I was, like, higher up because we had these ships and all this other good shit. Nah, bro. These people have been enlightened.
Word.
And I wish I could find another word for enlightened instead of saying enlightened. You feel what I'm saying? But, like, it's some real shit. Like,
I like transcendence.
Transcendence, yeah. That's a great one. Okay,
Word. So we got a little deep right there.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Word. It's like, and it's funny because it's like people, they talk about the government being on some fishy shit or whatever. The most fishiest thing is just straight up like how you avoid that one thing that helps people really get in tune with themselves or whatever, but you push drugs. You push everything that helps your ego grow or mask something of yourself. But one thing you don't push is something that will help you learn yourself. That's crazy. Is it not? What? Please. I hope at least when we all are beasts and shit like that, shrooms are still going to be there when we're up in the sky. Floating around looking at fucking like a meteor ship. Space. Shit, I hope we still have it though. Because you know how amazing that shit would be?
They're illegal now in like Oregon.
Is it?
Yeah. Shrooms are legal in Oregon now. Recreational.
Shrooms been around a lot in Virginia.
We were just talking about this in me and Cameron's episode. We were talking about the summer of love. For some reason I feel like next summer is like a resurgence of it's like the summer of love 2.0. Like from like the hippie era. Oh. They called it the summer of love.
Yes, yeah.
And it's like, and it's coincidentally, psychedelics were at an all-time high in that time.
For sure.
And now they're resurfacing, and they're kind of at another all-time high right now. They're getting there. So I feel like by 2021, I don't know. I have a good feeling. I just want to put that energy out. 2021, that summer, is like great vibes.
The summer of love that you're talking about, here's a fun fact. So that was like literally the start of the war on drugs that the government gave us, you know what I'm saying, quote unquote, because of that one I'm gonna call him crazy dude because he was crazy. So basically he had,
talking about Charles Manson?
Yes, him.
You know what, but before you even get into that, I'm sorry to cut you off. Did you know that Charles Manson was created by the CIA?
What?
So Charles Manson, let's check this out. What did Charles Manson do? He gave people LSD, and he basically brainwashed them into thinking different things, right?
Yeah.
And made him commit murder. So the story with that is the CIA did that same thing. The CIA did that same thing to Charles Manson. Oh, my bad. So, oh wait, yeah. You talking about that? Oh yeah, here you go. So basically, the CIA. Okay, so you know about like you know about the Operation Midnight Climax, right?
I've heard of it.
So that's where the CIA basically they had these brothels set up, and they would have guys come there to sleep with these women, and the women would drug them with LSD, and then the guys would run experiments. The CIA would run experiments on them, and the CIA had like hundreds, not even hundreds, I think like over 100 different experiments where they did different shit like that to study how to control people's mind, how to implant memories, how to take out memories. But basically, Charles Manson was in this clinic. I don't know the whole thing, but Charles Manson was in this clinic, and the CIA was basically, this clinic was like run by the CIA damn near, and they were studying. They were doing, this is before Charles Manson came out and did what he did.
Right.
They were doing studies on him and doing all this shit, and then he came out into the world and did the same thing to other people. So basically, yeah, the CIA created Charles Manson. It's documented. This shit is real.
No,
the clinic that he was at was open for like I think like 20, 30 years or some shit, and it was doing all this shit. And then this I forgot the guy's name. He came out with a book exposing all this shit. And that year,
I know what you talk about.
That year the clinic shut down.
Wow.
Like, you know what I mean?
Bro, I know exactly what book you're talking about too. I swear to you. Touching on this subject right here, that's why I don't do LSD. Now I have a friend, her dudes or whatnot says that he's only gonna try LSD if it's fully from the government. No, fuck that shit. I'm not trying.
Oh, you don't want
to
do it because you think it's from the government?
I don't want to do no LSD because I don't want that shit. I want DMT, shrooms, liquid cactus. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But I do not want to touch LSD, and LSD will not touch me. And I don't care how many times I might, reach the skies and heaven above.
Word.
I don't care if it's from the government. It's all natural. No,
no acid, no LSD is natural.
No, it's not exactly. And that's why I'm saying, fuck that shit. If I want to trip out like that or whatnot, I might as well go ahead and do rat poison.
They say shrooms are like a way more natural trip. Though,
yeah,
you know
for sure it is. And then it goes back to I do what my gods, and my gods are Egyptian. I don't care. That's, and I live a Buddhist life, but I personally believe my God is the ones who made the pyramid.
Okay.
Quoting Picasso. Thank you. Sorry, I had to give him his shits. But yeah, my gods are the people who made the pyramids, and I refuse to do something that's like acid. And I'm not bugging out, you do acid around me, it's whatever, because I am like that, but I'm not gonna judge you for it, but I won't do it. Now, if you have some DMT and some cool ass electric music, fuck yeah, I'll do some DMT. If you have some cactus juice, hell yeah, I'll do. And then
you'll probably fuck with Burning Man.
Oh, dude, I know what Burning Man is.
But people say it's it's a whole nother word. It's not even. It's past the psychedelics. It's they say people are different there. Mm-hmm. It's full of love. It's everybody's giving. Everybody's nobody's charging people for shit. It's everybody's sharing shit.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Dude, I know exactly.
I want to go there one day.
I seen a couple of videos about that. Have you? What was it? Not Lollapalooza.
You talking about Lollapalooza?
Not that. Well, I am talking about that when I mentioned it, but there's this festival that happens in Australia that is full of that, and it's so amazing. Now, before Australia was burning and whatnot, this festival kind of was held around where the animals and stuff like that are. So imagine tripping out and seeing natural nature do its thing around you. And it was a big ass festival, dude. That's what I want to do. Have you ever heard of The Doors?
The
music, I love The Doors.
I have some friends that they fuck with that shit heavy, and they go to
well, now you have another friend.
They what's the other shit they really go to? It's a certain couple of bands that they always go to their shows, and that's what it's all about, going there tripping and shit.
For sure, and that's what I'm saying. I feel like another
Grateful Dead. I think that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, Grateful Dead is amazing. I can give you a couple bands. If you actually like band music, I can give you a couple bands that are amazing. But what I'm talking about with The Doors is that I can't ever think of his actual real name or whatnot. But basically, the lead singer or whatnot, he was all about acid, and then he had to make his music, he would have to go on this trip. So one time, someone gave him cactus juice, and that what really sparked him in itself. He never experienced a high like this. You feel what I'm saying? I hate to say enlightened, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like this shit was cool. Like I would love if someone came up to me right now, it's like, hey, let's do some cactus juice around this corner right here. I'm like, let me see the cactus. Let me check.
I'm gonna have to deny. I can't do no cactus juice on the corner with some random person.
Shit. Like, you know how many blunts I've had, like, people offer me all the time or whatnot? I'm talking about, like, I used to take the HRT, like, late nights. I swear to you. And I've like, literally, like, someone like, you smoke? I'm like, I do.
Oh, yeah, I'm not smoking with random people. I'm not.
I used to do. I'm not gonna lie. I've never had a bad experience doing it either. I've had very, very funny. It's actually, you know what? Small thing or whatever. I used to be that kid in school, whatnot, that really didn't like talk to them. Like I knew everybody's group or whatnot, but if you saw me, I kind of was walking by myself in a weird way. Like I had like my earbuds in and shit like that. But it was because like I realized, like very, very like in 8th grade, I realized this shit, that nothing that you do in school is literally there for experience, but nothing that you do in school, no matter what quote unquote I don't want to say popularity, but you know what I'm saying, what group you belong to, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Because if you find yourself outside of school, that's more important. The things you do outside, honestly. Nice. Unless if you're like a very not underachiever, but you know what I'm saying, like you don't know as much, you know what I'm saying, then it's like school's like, oh man, school. But some people, that's what you see. Some people like after high school, they're like, what happened? I used to be this. And it's like, oh, well, look at these kids who used to like run like this in the schools or whatnot. Look at their lives, you know. They accepted this self like right away, because at the end of the day, what they watched and what they did outside of school didn't really matter. So when you were making fun of them, it was like, I don't give a fuck, because Naruto taught me that I gotta love myself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's about growth.
It is 100%. It's about like grow. How you can. That's why knowledge is so infinite. Infinite. There's certain words I just cannot say.
Yeah, there was a I seen this random video one time. This was a couple years ago. It was this guy. He was like giving a speech in front of in front of this like people, and then like matter of fact, no, he was giving. It was a guy who believed in God giving a speech in front of a group of atheists, trying to get them to believe in God, right?
I think I see that.
And I don't even think he was trying. His thing was, I'm not trying to get you to believe in God. I'm just trying to get you to say that it's a possibility.
Oh, okay.
That God exists.
Yeah.
Because atheists are like, there is no God. You know what I mean? So he was like, he had like a fucking piece of paper or whatever. He drew a big ass circle, and the guy, he asked one of the guys to come up at the audience. He was like, all right, so I want you to draw inside. I want you to shade in this circle how much. Okay, so he's like, this circle is all the knowledge in the whole universe, everything there is to know. He's like, now I want you to shade in how much you think you know out of all the knowledge. So the guy shades in like a little bit. He's like, all right, you're a smart man then. You understand. So he was like, now my only question to you is, do you think that God could exist in this other 99% that you don't understand? And he was like, yeah. And that's really the only thing. And I think Kendrick said the same shit in one of the songs. It's like,
Erykah Badu said that.
What he says, like, yo, it's like, if God isn't real, cool, like, whatever. You don't lose shit. Mm-hmm. But if he is real, and you know what I'm saying, you kind of fucked. Like, you was a non-believer, you know? And
do you believe that the people who do fully believe in God and all this stuff, like any type of God, you know what I'm saying? Do you believe that is, some people like just choose to do that so they have something to believe in? So if you don't believe in yourself, because you know there are people who really just don't believe in themselves, you know what I'm saying? Do you believe that like that helps them live?
I mean, yeah, I definitely think
that's like,
aside from what all the negatives that people say about religion, is definitely, I think for the majority of people, just a good path and a good journey to be on. That's, you know, towards enlightenment. Everybody's trying to get, and you know, and then it's like, but I get what you're saying. It's like, believe in yourself. You don't even, you know, you are God. For my thing is, what I don't like, I feel like people, when they talk to God, it's like they look out, or they got to go to a certain place or a certain building or some shit. It's like, no, but it's like, it's inside.
Yes.
And that's one thing that when I realized that, it kind of changed my whole perspective. It's like, you don't have to look outside yourself to get this.
Isn't it funny how
energy, you know?
Jesus got killed, right? Because he told everybody that, basically in a nutshell, that you have the power in a way. Like, I am God, but I'm God because of this. And it was because, like, he was trying to show people that, like, you know, at the end of the day, like, whatever you believe in, you know what I'm saying, you have the power. I'm God because I know I have the power. I've been, quote unquote, touched, you know what I'm saying? But, like, he was really God because he understood he had the power. Everybody has the power. That's manifestation. At the nutshell of it, it's manifestation.
And this kind of ties into what I was saying about the guy, the homeless dude saying he was God, talking about everybody's going to have the power to destroy the world. It's almost like we can maybe correlate that to everybody having the power of knowing who they are.
Yes.
And you know what I'm saying? And sometimes, or not even, let's not even say power knowing who you are, the power of just knowing you have power.
Yeah.
You know, and then
but
some people
it goes
use that
back
in the
to
wrong
knowing.
way.
It just goes back to knowing who you are.
Facts.
And that's what I'm saying about, like, it's so sad that we've built this income online, right? And so this income is like, everybody sees this as like a certain like level of like what is it called, like you're able to be in front of a camera or whatever, like you have this certain like tenacity about you. Right. And that's why these people are famous and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, bro,
no, they're really themselves.
Yeah, exactly. They stop.
Well, I'm not even gonna say everybody, because like we said earlier, some people play this role. If somebody they're not play this character, then they get stuck in that role.
But you know what's funny too? It's like the way that people get up there is because they play this role for so long. You know what I'm saying? So it really was. You live in your manifestation. I tell this a lot to a lot of people. Like when you're in a rut and you're like, damn, this shit happened to me. Da 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 da. At the end of the day, you manifested this, guys. You live in your present manifestation. Whether it's bad, good, or whatever. You thought about it so much that it happened. I don't care what nobody says. You live in your present manifestation. You know what I'm saying? So why get mad? The only thing I get mad about is racism and like when people don't use common sense. Yeah. And even that, I bump my being mad to like 10 minutes. I don't ever waste over 15 minutes or 12 or 11 minutes or whatnot. It's funny because I always post 11:11, you know what I'm saying? But like I don't... It's 2 minutes. Thank you. It's 2 minutes too long. Like, what's the point? You manifested this. Why get upset about that? Don't you want to sit there and be like, oh, shit, I manifested this. I'm a god. You know what I'm saying? Like, holy shit.
The type of energy you put out and the type of energy you let inside that's going to determine.
You got to watch your company too.
That's going to determine your reality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to watch your company. And I repeat that. You got to watch your company because you are what you... like what's it called, your company. I heard this, I always say this and I can't think of it right now, but it's like you are your company or something like that. So basically
you are the company you keep.
Yes.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, you are your company you keep. And it's true because you once you're low, you're able to like take you're on this frequency and this vibration that brings all these low vibration, like, holy shit, this dude is cool. But in actuality, you don't realize why this dude is cool because he has something in common with you, and that's something that's sad, or that's something that's mad, or that's something, you know what I'm saying? And then once you start upping your frequency, your vibration or whatnot, right, and you start seeing these people that you surround yourself, like, I don't like this. Why does this person always talk shit about this other person? I don't, you know what I'm saying? This person doesn't do nothing. You up your vibration. You just got to be open to open people there, because you start, attracting all these people. You attract everything. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so important to realize and to digest and to really like look at your parents. Really look at your parents, guys. Like seriously, and I hope you really put this in your pocket. Like look at your parents. Back in the day, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the things that you do naturally is because of them. Your parents are your first teachers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's up to you to realize what you don't like, X that shit out, and bring something that you do like. But also, another thing that people find discouraging is like they realize they don't like this thing about themselves, and maybe they found it from the parents or it's something they picked up or whatnot, and it's like, it's so hard to get rid of. Like a phone or something like that, right? Easy as this. All you gotta do is take 21 days out of your month, okay? And really focus and keep going, and not do this thing or keep doing it, exercising, you can keep doing that.
Takes 21 days to form a habit.
And 21 days to stop. You know what I'm saying?
Or form a new habit. Or,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's like 21 days, stop talking to this person. You guys are you're good. You don't find a need no more. You don't find that attachment. Your frequency could be completely up there, right? But it's like you're so used to this person being there because, you know, that's a cool ass friend or whatever. Like you love chilling with your homie and whatnot. But in actuality, this dude is like bringing you lower. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I definitely feel that.
It's real shit.
That's beautiful, yo. I fuck with the fit too, the shirt. I didn't even tell you that yet.
Thank you, dude.
That shit is
Seinfeld
wild.
is like
where the hell did you get that shit
from? Goodwill in Hampton.
Word. Fire. Hell yeah.
Love this shit.
Hell yeah, yo. Nah, this has definitely been a vibe, yo. Do you have anything else you wanna tell the people, like what you have coming up next? Projects you're working on, where they can find you at. We'll put all your links in the description too below to your to Stone TV, your podcast, and your Instagram and shit.
You can find me on IG, Sillies Stone, SILLIESSTONE. Practice that for a minute, trying to spell that. But yeah, you can find me there. You can also find my podcast, like I said, it's Stone TV. You can find that on all streaming networks, including YouTube. Just type in Stone TV, you know what I'm saying? And the last thing I really want to say is just like, guys, like it's so important to get your ego out. Your ego comes in so many forms that it's hard to see which one is coming out as your ego and yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm saying to like take psychedelics all the time to find, you don't have to take psychedelics to find yourself, but notice when you are doing something that's bad. Whether it's like a small white lie to get out of work and you always use that white lie, or, you know what I'm saying, like cursing all the time and you know, that's not really you. You know what I'm saying? Like little things. Like take the time to realize what is yourself and what is ego. You know what I'm saying? And again, go to my profile if you need help with that to, different ones. I show a lot of different things like that. But once you erase your ego from self, you live a honest, humble, true, authentic life. And that's all you can do on this earth. And that's how you succeed.
Talk your shit, yo.
Thank you.
Like you said, use the power of intention. You got to put intention into bettering yourself. That's what it is, yo.
For sure. That's the bee's knees.
I appreciate you for coming on the show with me, yo. I definitely want to, after we wrap this, I want to hear about your secret project you have.
I'm so excited.
Do you have any type of hint you want to give them about that or nothing?
Yes, Mad TV.
Mad TV? Okay, that's already crazy right there. Yo, we appreciate you guys for tuning in and
thank you.
Listening to what we have to say. You can find all of her links in the description below. Definitely check her out. She's crazy with it.
Thank you.
And you guys have a good rest of the week, and we'll see you on Tuesday on the weekly episode. Appreciate it.
Wear sunblock.
Hell yeah. Peace.
That's cool. I've never been again.
I got you. Yo, respect, bro. You could have. Nah, respect. You could have been like.
Right, and we're gonna just throw it at you. Are you ready to hear this?